Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown, but we both know how to swim, no worries, let's flow for now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Together through the storm and darkest weather. We search high, we search low. Together everywhere we go. Justin's here and he's going live with the best fans by my side. We're a family, we hold strong. Together we can right the wrong. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. In the night or in the day, pearls will light and lead the way. Justin's heart and your support. Together we will hold the fort. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care.
Click play and come along with me. Together with the truth you see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comments here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. With every laugh we lift our hearts. In the search we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comment here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear.
Well, hello, my beautiful pearls. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is May 9th, 2025. It is currently 5:10 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate it. No, Anne Elizabeth. Edgar did not drop the charges. We're going to go over all of that here in just a second. Thank you so much, Cindy Lou, coming in at 11 months. Really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Good to see you all. She's not Mimi. She's not going to have to. Thank you so much, Cindy Lou. Really do appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you for your support, Cindy Lou. If you guys want to meet the goal today, we will do a Remy live stream tonight, a bedtime Remy live stream. So just let us know on that. So charges were dropped today. I'm going to show you the paperwork and all of that. And, this is the thing for me with this. To me, it's not whether you like someone or not. It is the fact that she didn't do anything to get this ever. I mean, you guys know that I used to work with First Amendment auditors here on YouTube. They have 500 plus thousand subscribers now, and they've did a whole lot more. They know I think with the First Amendment auditors, like they have so many lawsuits at all times, because you'll eventually get some cop out there that will, their pride will be too much or whatever, and so there's a lot of lawsuits because they know their rights. And as American citizens, we need to know our rights. Absolutely. Exactly, Peggy. It's about protecting your rights. Exactly. And we're going to review. Hey, Betty. Betty said there is private information on that paperwork. Okay. Gotcha. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Okay. First page, good. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So, let me just show you without further ado. We'll get this. Okay. Gotcha. There may be a press conference for Lily and Jack here in a moment. If that happens, we might break over to that for momentarily. I'm hearing some things, so I'll kind of let you know on that if that does take place or not. All right, without further ado, let's get it started. This is from D.A. Whitley, and the question is, what could this mean for, or does it mean anything for Sebastian's case? Dated today, May 9th, 2025. The purpose of this letter is to advise you that the Sumner County grand jury issued a, quote, no true bill, end quote, regarding the above styled charges that were bound over to the May grand jury. Therefore, no further action will be taken on these charges, and you will want to notify your client that it will not be necessary, in all bold right there, for her to appear in court for arraignment on May 23rd, 2025, as indicated on the appearance bond copy enclosed. And it is signed Mr. Ray Whitley. So all of the charges. Why are you heartbroken, Chica? What's wrong? Have been dropped. And I honestly, it doesn't matter who it is on YouTube, whether you like them or you don't, for putting signs out in a neighborhood, whether you put a sign up on a pole of your child or your stepchild, wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. So, yeah, I assure you, it's not me and you. I assure you, it's not. So that's that's good news. That's good news that and the grand jury, most things is an absolute yes. An absolute yes. I think Betty mentioned this morning that they almost say yes to everything, but there was clearly not enough because there really wasn't anything that was legitimate. I mean, what? You stepped on the easement of where the parents live, which is not private property, and you put a sign up of their kids, of their child missing that you've been putting all over the city. I mean, think of that for a moment. I got you. Thank you. Real me too. Right? So it's not about uh whether you like someone or not. What was that woman who, I can't remember her name. She spoke on this. I don't know if she's an attorney, but she does things with court. Uh and she spoke about this a while back. Bring on the laws. Yeah, I mean, and that could be something absolutely Betty could do, right? In the future is Megan Fox. Megan Fox. I wonder if she'll speak about this again. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. The grand jury understands a hashtag on YouTube. I mean, a hashtag is the nature of the subject affiliated or, you know, with the entire case, right? That's what a hashtag is. Putting an @ sign is when you're actually reaching out to said person on YouTube or any social media, right? I don't either, Lisa, not necessarily, but this is the thing either, right? Let's say, for instance, and this is hypothetical, so let me just say a little note here that everything we talk about today, if it is related to Sebastian's case, we are not saying anyone is guilty of anything. There has been no one named in Sebastian's missing persons case has been named a person of interest or a suspect. However, this is 100% a criminal case. And how do you know that, Justin? Well, because I have an email that tells me from the detective on Sebastian's case. So I'm very comfortable with saying that this is a criminal case because I have that email. So what the criminal case entails, I can't tell you. All I can tell you is that it is a criminal case, and none of the parents has been named a suspect or person of interest publicly at all. But, right, let's say this, right? Let's say, for instance, that they charged Betty, right, for this, right? And perhaps they were looking at one of the parents all along, right? And Betty, she has her opinions on this case, right? And they go to charge Betty, or they charge Betty, and then they go charge one or more of the parents later, whenever Betty was just giving her opinion the entire time about the case. I don't think that would look really good for Sumner County, in my opinion. So I kind of thought about it that way as well. Justin, did you get my yes, butterfly kisses. Yeah. We're working in all that. Hey, chick bait, good to see you, hun. So and Betty was saying she had called in one time here, and she was saying that they were using something in court in the past, that it was actually when Betty was cussing me. It was actually when Betty and I were fighting during this case, and I don't know why they were using that. I don't know why they were using that. So, that's just how Betty and I roll. You know what I mean? We'll cuss each other and be fine the next minute. She'll cuss me, I'll cuss her, and then we're over it. It's nothing personal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. So I never understood why they used that. It just never made sense to me. It really was an entire waste on tax dollars and everything else. Yes, Shirley, 100%. Right, beautiful disaster. Right, and yes, that isn't. I want to make this clear. That is not a dismissal of the restraining orders. That is not a dismissal of the restraining orders, or whatever they call them, protection orders or whatever. Those are still in place, at least until August. Now, if Betty ends up, for instance, and I don't know if she's doing this or anything. I haven't asked her, and she probably wouldn't tell me at this point. But if she is, later sues the county for this, she can, she may be able to even go back later and that protection order, because there is nothing there is nothing there that she made any sort of threat that I have seen to anyone. I've just not seen it, right? I hope News 2 runs it so everyone can see. So, that being said, I want to go over something here. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to find something on this. CBC is not working. I don't understand why. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Canada CBC. I'm trying to see if that press conference is going to be going on. No, I don't want to watch that. I want to watch live TV. Okay, we'll get to that in a little bit, I guess. The CBC is not working. It just keeps saying media error, try again. All right, so moving forward with this, if anyone hears that there's a press conference going on for Lily and Jack in Canada, please let me know. I would appreciate it. All right. So I want to go over the day that this happened because I don't see it. Rhonda West, how you doing? Thank you so much, my dear, for becoming a pearl. Oh my God, you are fabulous. Buddies in New England showing up. Tracy, yes, there is a lot of that going on in New England. A lot of people don't think it's a serial unaliver. Hold on, my thing's gonna die. Once. Okay, so sorry about that, y'all. I knew as soon as it said it was getting ready to click off, it was so sorry about that, y'all. Okay, Megan Fox, the journalist, pointed out the charges were yes, yeah, yeah. And I'll tell you something. The time that I helped out those First Amendment auditing channels, I learned incredible amount of information. That's before I had any channels or anything like that, right? Isaac and Jersey, orders were not dropped. Come again? Are you saying the charges were not dropped? Is that what you're saying? Because that would be misinformation. Now, the protection order itself is not dropped. That is true. That is true. All right, so let's go over. Oh, no, this wasn't it. Oh, yes, it was. Yes, it was. Sorry about that. But I mean, she did a lot of work here. She really did. I mean, just putting out a bunch of signs. I mean, look at Betty. She's a little fun size package. She's tiny in real life. Though she is tiny, she is fierce though. I'll tell you that. Uh and she drove a long ass way to put signs up. She really did. Uh the trip from Bullhorn Betty's perspective. Oh, okay. This is interesting. I haven't seen this. All right, watch this. Watch this, y'all.
Around St. Jude's Hospital, too, my friend. I want that to sink into everybody. I want you guys to pass this around for that boy.
Oh, no, Betty. Does anyone hold on? Karen. Wait a second. Wait a second. This is not exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, this is it. This is the one I'm looking for. I got it. Because I want to show you it all. Because I found this very, very interesting. This is when they were pulling her over.
All things basementy. Did you
Hold
know?
on. Let me change so we don't get commercials on my premium.
I am hot.
All right.
Cating for a little boy.
All right. Watch this.
Go ahead. That's 3 reports now with their name in it because they won't leave me alone. Yeah.
What we're watching for is the vehicle that goes by the police officer and Betty. There's a vehicle, and you've seen it before, and you'll see it through here as well. You can clearly see it's someone. I remember this live too, because I was actually on the road working, and I was listening because I listen a lot of times when I'm driving, and my mouth was to the floor when all of this was going down, like to the floor. It was absolutely crazy. I don't know exactly. It's right up here somewhere. Let me fast forward it just to speed it up a little bit, because you can clearly see it. Betty's got signs of Sebastian in here. You know, I would say, you know what? If I were them, I know you don't agree with me. I know you don't like me, but I appreciate you putting out signs for my missing child. I don't see what's such a crazy idea about that. Like, I don't get it. There we go. Here we go. We're gonna play it back here. Yeah, we're going to slow it down. It's going to be slowing down pretty significantly. And you can, let me see if I can put it on the best quality possible. Here we go. All right. There we go. Right here. You can absolutely see who that is. And I don't know if there was a way, but I think Miss Betty, if she could have got right here, you can clearly see that vehicle right there. I know that's a QX80 because I had a QX80. And supposedly, he was in Sam's Club or Costco or something like that. Right? It's completely bizarre. The whole now, what is more interesting, it's one thing, if you're in the neighborhood and you just happen to be there, he lives there, so you can't fault him for that. But what is interesting to me is what happens next. Because in my opinion, he wanted to intimidate her. And we go from 113.55 to hold on.
You know who is causing all the threats in this community for people searching? Chris and Katie Proudfoots and their cohorts. That, my friend, is who is threatening the people of this community that come in. They threatened me. They threatened me.
You can see him pulling up right there. Oops. Right there. Okay. And 126. So 13 minutes later, he passes through and then waits in that area for 13 minutes after the cop left. What's scary is how all four of them will lie to get what they want. That's what's crazy. Now, let's see if she does any threats. Now, I have said this, Betty knows this. The one thing I would not have done if I were her, I would not have gotten out of the car. But I understand things in the heat of the moment sometimes, and you just cannot believe that this person is literally behind you like that, right? I wouldn't have done that, but she doesn't threaten.
Oh, Terry Bowerstocks. Oh, you wanna come around here? Oh, look at who it is. It's Terry Bowerstocks. Look who just pulled up in the same QX80. Coming up, taking my tag plate. Let's turn it around on his tag plate. Terry Bowersox. Terry Bowersox, right there. Came up and decided.
I want to answer something. I think it was Bragg, something like that. They said, but there's no corruption in the county. Now, I don't believe fundamentally the county is corrupt. But, okay, thank you, Trishy. But I do believe there is corruption in every county. At some, like there are people, individuals, right? But I think for the most part, he's not. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for that, Trishy.
To take my plate on. So you want to know who's harassing who out here? The proof is in the pudding. The Bowersox and the Proudfoots are the ones coming and harassing people. That right there, my friend, is Terry Bowersox. Came by and took a picture. Why are you taking my license plate?
Why are you filming me?
Because you came by and filmed me, Mr. Bowersox.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm in a public place.
I mean, actually, I think, Betty said, Mr. Bowersox. He said, yes, ma'am. You know what I mean? Like they're being polite.
Why are you harassing me and following me?
Why are
you harassing me and following me when I'm conducting business?
Hey, Tugs, thank you so much, my dear. Socks going out of car on JL and Dolly, same. BHB did nothing wrong, not illegal, but Socks ran a red light, in my opinion. Yeah. It's the same thing that they did with them, right?
How can I be following you when
You just were in the plaza. You've been following me, sir. You guys have been harassing me and threatening me for 2 days.
Prove it.
I am right here, sir. Right here, sir. Prove it? Yeah, I did just prove it, asshole. Better go through that fucking light. Fuck with me. I don't need violence. I will capture you on film.
She just said, I don't need violence. I'll capture you on film. I mean, she just said she didn't need violence.
Prove it? There it is. Who's following? Who's stalking? Who's harassing? Who? The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Now you want to know who it is? I expose a lot of shit. It's the Proudfoots and the Bowersox harassing people, hunting them down like rabid animals. He was scared. He got caught with his pants down. I told you it was them. I told you. Told you so. Ugh. I am so angry right now. Holy shit. Now, you guys got yourself a lawsuit, Mr. Bowersox. You want to harass me? You want to stalk me? I'm putting a stop to that shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Believe that. Believe that, Mr. Bowersox. Believe that. Literally stalking me, calling my, trust me, Tim Bailey's here in this shit. Somebody click that and send that to Sumner County. Seth, if you're still in here, you saw it with your own eyes. You want to know who's been harassing your searchers? You just seen it. You want to know why you can't get nobody out here to help you? You just seen it.
And again, you go to what was the search people that was there, it's on the end of my tongue. Can't think of their names right now, but all the search groups that was there, they stepped out. They did news pieces on them. They said never, ever in their time, Cajun Navy, and there was another one, Uvalde. Thank you. They said never in their time of searching have they ever been threatened for looking for a child. The Cajun Navy and Uvalde are not going to just say that. They felt like they were in harm's way at that time. Right? Right, Tiff. And that's absolutely fair, right? We don't have to agree with someone in all things, right? There's plenty of things where, Betty and I disagree on. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And if we are fair, if that happened to another creator that we didn't like, as Americans, for the Americans in here, or any free nation really, but specifically Americans, that is our freedom, right? Freedom of speech, right? Freedom to protest. And the whole part of that is another side is not going to like that always, because they're not always going to like the words. They're not always going to like, what you put out, your opinions. But that's just the way it is. And there has not been a thing where I have seen that she has ever threatened. Yes, YouTuber. Right? And so that's, you may not like Betty. Some of you in here may not like her whatsoever. But what I'm saying is, do you know that there are, women, even men out here, that it is so hard for them to get a protection order. And they've got a hell of a lot of stuff. Hell of a lot of stuff. And they can't get a protection order. And then you've got this. What did she do? Where is the threat? Where's the threat?
You don't see me cowering away. You didn't see
She
me in
was
here. You
definitely
want
not
something to
following
say to me, Mr. Bowersock? Say it to my face. I'm fishing, bitch. And you just would cop.
She wasn't following him. No, in fact, she was live the entire time. Now, that thing she just said right there, I'm fishing and you was just caught, that can be, that's not a threat. I want to make that very clear. That is not a threat. But that could be, I'm trying to really be fair here. That could be taken as I'm fishing for you, so to speak. But it's still not a threat. Still not a threat. Right? Thank you, Miss Holly. Thank you, my love. Really do appreciate you, baby. I wonder what else the family has done that hasn't been extremely like their way of life, in my opinion. Well, I think that the one of the best examples is the opinion of Matt, who lives in that county, who worked with or for individuals in that family, he alleges, and said it all. Said it all. I wanted to know who was doing what, and I found out. I got you. Because I think they had called your hotel or something, if I recall.
You got on my little hook. Even when that officer was out there talking to me, he said, you need to be careful. I said, sir, I'm fishing right now. And he's like, but I would be remiss not to tell you to be careful. I said, I'm fishing. I understand. Thank you for being my biggest fish. Dumb. You guys are so stupid. I already told your son-in-law he didn't want to mess with me. I know what the hell I'm doing here. But you guys want to be stupid. You guys want to be stupid. You guys want to get the stupid prize. Okay. Betty will help you with that. Betty sure.
Everything right here is not a threat. This is not a threat.
Will help you with that. Idiots. Threatening my life and then literally showing up and trying to intimidate me. Terry,
that's what it seemed like to me, is that was an intimidation tactic. I mean, 13 minutes, right? Nearly 15 minutes, right? 1/4 of 1 hour. He sat there while she spoke. For what? Just to go behind her after the cop left? Why didn't you stop while the cop was there? That would have probably been the better idea.
was a bad decision. Bad decision, my friend, because you got some money. And people like me like to use the law to protect themselves. We're about to turn around here in just a second. Bad move, dude. Bad move. Prove it? You literally told me to prove it while you're on my camera stalking me. Okay.
Well, Betty, this is Marie says, Justin, in my opinion, how can BHB be in the wrong? How does she know where they are? Yet they know where she is, as he was circling her like a shark. She was live. Right? And for him to know where she is, he would have had to have allegedly gotten on his phone and have been watching her. Right? So if, that could have happened, but there was no need to circle back around. This live right here was I think it's an hour and 43 minutes and 44 seconds. She was all over Tarnation in that time. I think this was, I don't know if Betty's still in the chat, but I believe this was like her only day in Hendersonville, if I'm correct. Flying monkeys. Hey, You say flying monkeys like it's a bad thing. Just
We never said these were the sharpest tools in the box. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Nobody ever thought that Chris, Katie, or the Bowerstocks were very smart people. They're idiots with some money. That's all. They're a bunch of fucking idiots. But don't worry, sir. I don't get intimidated very easily, as you can clearly see. Oops, get on my side of the road. I need to find my way back to where I need to go. I don't know what he thinks he just did. Like, dude, do you not know? I just want to ask you, what do you think your law enforcement is going to do when you piss me the fuck off? And it goes for the Bowerstocks and the Proudfoots. When I bring the shit show to your town, I'm just asking, because I've been very calm. I've been very courteous. I've been trying to do my job without making a ruckus. But if you wanna push me, honey, I'll come back with a whole kind of ruckus that you guys would not even know what to do with, and your law enforcement will not be able to stop. Let me just put it out there like that. Don't freaking threaten me. Don't try to intimidate me. You will never win. Ever. You want to pull my card? Do that shit again, Mr. Proudfoot, Mr. Bowerstocks. Pull that shit again. You will hear me roar. You will hear me roar. Pull that shit again. Double dog dare you. Double dog dare you.
really? Oh my God, they're only two.
Actually, it's in this phone here. Oops, sorry guys, I gotta seat you back. I hate this. I like the thing because it's cool, but I don't like it because it's a pain.
Bubbly says, St. Joseph, Missouri, to get a restraining order, police have to come and make a report, take pictures and marks of bruises, go to the hospital if needed, and then go to the woman's shelter and file report. Judge decides. Yeah. Yeah. That judge that she got, you know, it made me uncomfortable, like, you know, that they were back there in, you know, the judge's chambers and all that, you know, which they can do. But it's just, it felt off the entire time. It felt off to me. Thank you so much, Tugs. Really do appreciate you, honey. Betty went to help TL search. TL left without her, so she hung flyers instead. Oh. So that's when all this was going on? Well, thank you so much, my friend. Really do appreciate that very much. When I wear the collard green shirt, I get worked up too. Freeze Terry's tooth.
In the ass to get the phone into, and I need to find out where the hell my room is. Actually, I think right now, with all this shit, I think I earned myself a steak, y'all. I'm going to get myself a steak. And you know what I'm going to do? That officer was so nice to me, and he said Texas Roadhouse is good. He goes, but I like Jonathan's. So I have a funny feeling I'm about to go to Jonathan's and get me like a $50 or $60 steak. I think I earned it. I don't like spending that kind of money on.
Now, I tell you that the police officers in Sumner County, they've always been great, I think, my opinion. I don't know how Betty feels about that, but she said this one was really good to her. So I've always thought they were great. When we were at the 1 year for Sebastian, you could see that they wanted this solved. that they truly, truly wanted it solved. I prefer the neon green compared to the regular green. Corn tooth, Stillwaters, you're funny. Hey Faye, good to see you. Lady for Justice, hello. Yeah, she can sue for this. It was the grand jury said there's just not enough here. I mean, saying that you put a hashtag with some, like that, especially when the pub or the 1 second. Or when all of the parents has came out and said, help find our son, and law enforcement has said, be vigilant, look for him, search, all of this. They are affiliated with this case, right? Now, I don't understand. I just don't understand. They just want not happy with them the way they was before this, and now fed up. They just want to focus off of Sebastian. They know I think that's been the goal, in my opinion, with this case, is to create as much confusion, havoc, as possible. That way, people aren't talking about the actual things in the case. What happened the night Sebastian disappeared, behaviors, all of that. Because when you start talking about that, it doesn't look good, in my opinion. And if that is true, the question is why? Why would anyone want there to be a distraction when a 15-year-old child that has autism, has a chromosome deletion, you say is young in mind, won't answer should be very easy to answer questions. If you was not there, have nothing to do with this, why won't you answer certain questions? There's nothing Seth has not answered. I told you his entire weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday. Edgar won't even tell us if he was on speakerphone that night, if he set the phone down, if he was calling through Messenger. That should raise alarms, in my opinion. And I honestly don't see how people can't see that. Sometimes I think people just hatred toward another creator or person blinds them, and they let that take root. Rather, if you have nothing to do with anyone's disappearance, why can't you give what you were doing 3.5 hours away and tell us? Was you on speakerphone? Did you call through Facebook app? Did you call through regular cell phone? Right? What did you do Sunday during the day? Right? Those things. I'm just saying, I would not, me personally, if I didn't know what Seth Rogers wasn't doing the night Sebastian went missing, there's no way in hell I would support him. Not a chance. Not a chance. Right? I wouldn't support him. Period. Law enforcement may not be looking at how they screwed up the investigation as well. I don't know. Arnold, I think that's a legitimate question, right? Because the question is why. It's baffling. Yeah, Eileen, it's dropped. Promise. I agree, the real Me Too. I think it was, in my opinion, it's just a distraction. Just a distraction. I want to show you this now. A little something that Miss Megan Fox spoke about. Make sure y'all sub up to Megan Fox. For the replay crew, her link will be provided in the description. Give me 1 second. Fox, is it with 1X or 2? Megan Fox, 1X, okay. And I'll provide that link for you guys in the chat. Megan, I think she's hilarious. I watch her quite often, actually. Horrible with names, but I do watch her. I like her style personally, because I don't always agree with her, but I appreciate her for really going by the book. I don't know, RKB, but that's I hope so. I hope so. If the judge was threatened by anybody, and I mean anybody, they need to be found out. Right? There should not be hatred in a child's case. Shouldn't be at all. So it's pretty baffling to me. All right, so credit goes to Megan Fox. Link is provided in the description. Using this under the Fair Use Act of 1976 for commentary, criticism, educational purposes. And just look what she said. She had no idea how this happened, and I agree with her.
Bullhorn Betty has made the news for being really aggressive. You may like her, you may not like her. Both opinions are valid, and you can have your own opinions of that. The question becomes, is she guilty of harassment and stalking of Sebastian Rogers' family? Now, she has the opinion that his mother has something to do with his disappearance. That's
He
her
was sped.
opinion
He really
based on
was.
what she has seen in the case. The Sebastian Rogers family has now gotten 3 protective orders against her, and she has been arrested for allegedly violating those protective orders. So when I read the media reports on the last live stream, I couldn't find any evidence that she had done anything like stalking or harassment. It sounded like protected First
Mag, what pick, honey?
Amendment activity to me. So I asked if anybody could please send me the actual affidavits, the court documents, all of that stuff, which I now have, and we're going to read and see if we can find more information. And the reason why I care about this, I'm not a subscriber of Bullhorn Betty's. I don't want.
Now, someone said, Lomax said aggressive. I mean, I think Betty is aggressive in some ways. I absolutely think she's aggressive in some ways. Everyone has their own style, right? There's people that are not aggressive. There's people that's kind of in the middle, and there are people that are really aggressive. And aggressive doesn't mean loud. You can be aggressive and not loud. It's more, I think, in sometimes how you say it. Using, oh, did you text me, Mag? Yeah. Yep. I just got it. Yeah.
Watch a lot of these true crime channels, so I don't, I have no dog in this fight. But when YouTubers or independent investigators or independent journalists
1,000% hatters, 1,000%. There are people behind the keyboard that are way more aggressive in a lot of aspects. Absolutely. Well stated.
are arrested for what looks like First Amendment activity, I get worried. I get nervous, especially because we've seen people like Laura Owens try to use harassment orders against Dave Neal to stop him from reporting on her case. When we see Lynette Preston.
We need to look into that case, guys. Let me back that up. And what case did she say here? Because she says that's happening in another case.
Neal to stop him from reporting.
Okay.
People like Laura Owens.
Laura Owens. The thing is, our freedom, right? We have to respect everyone's freedom. For instance, protesting. The whole point of protesting is protesting against a side or an idea that you feel is wrong or is being wronged. And one of these days, you could be on the other side of that, right? And there are people that's going to disagree with you at that time. Laura Owens.
Try to use harassment orders against Dave Neal to.
Laura Owens. Dave Neal. Okay. I'm going to remember that.
Stop him from reporting on her case. When we see Lynette Preston trying to do the same thing to Jeremy Hales using harassment orders, criminal harassment orders, to stop Jeremy Hales from talking about her case. So this is a tactic we've seen people use where it's not legitimate. It's not a legitimate concern. There isn't legitimate harassment going on. And that concerns me. Look at Turtle Boy, Aiden Carney in Boston. He is facing 120 years in prison for witness intimidation for having a 7-minute long First Amendment protest outside the McCabe's and the Albert's house.
120 years for a 7-minute protest outside of a house. That's crazy. That's crazy.
houses. This case is pretty similar. Bullhorn Betty has been accused of doing protests outside people's houses. Now, a bunch of you were like, you need to look into her background. She sues all kinds of people. Again, that's not illegal activity, though, by the way. You can sue people in the United States of America. You're allowed to sue whoever you want.
She is so right. She's so right. Most people, they're talking about their feelings toward someone, right? I feel that I don't, like this person. But, suing someone, again, it's not illegal for anyone.
Want for basically whatever you want, and then a judge decides whether or not it's legitimate. So when you say to me, well, she sues people, that I'm going to have to see more. So I did find the lawsuit that she filed against Brian Laundrie's dad. Apparently, Bullhorn Betty was was protesting outside of his house because he was not their Laundrie family wasn't cooperating with police, and there were a lot of people outside. If you recall, let's take a look back in time here to see what happened out here. Oh no.
That was her and JLR protesting down there together at that time.
Oh, is this just going to be music? I hate these. All right, let's just read it. The father of Florida fugitive Brian Laundrie was slapped with a court summons on Monday, but it's not for helping his son allegedly dodge authorities. Christopher Laundrie has been ordered to report to a Sarasota County courtroom December 1st to answer for a small claims suit accusing him of trashing a protester's $40 lawn sign, according to Florida court records. Okay, so for right off the bat, this is a small claims court issue over $40 sign. Big deal. Who cares? The elder Laundrie lost his cool and yanked the sign off the front lawn of the family's Northport home, where people have massed for a month in protest over their son, who is being sought for questioning in the disappearance and death of Long Island native Gabby Petito. The court claim against Christopher Laundrie was filed by protester Andrew Griffin, who's Bullhorn Betty, who wrote in papers that she helped pay for a sign that read, "What if it was Cassie?" a reference to Brian Laundrie's sister. And here you have a picture of Mr. Laundrie ripping the sign out. And
he did rip the sign out, and that's the thing. The Laundries doesn't have to like what Betty or JLR was doing at the time, and vice versa. Betty and them didn't have to like the way that they were doing it. And in my opinion, I feel like Roberta and the father, I forget his name, were helping Brian. It's amazing how they went straight to the parking lot, and damn if he wasn't right there when they found him. I find that interesting.
and taking it back to his house.
Oh, really, Trishy?
Like, this is quite the picture. What a great picture. Whoever got that. Hilarious. All right. Touchgrass. We'll see if that's true. Touchgrass says there are tons of people reporting and saying similar things that aren't being sued. She is being sued because she's gone on their property, got in their faces, and had her subs harass them also. I don't know. We'll see if that's true. I have the court documents. We'll see. We'll see if that's true. On or about the morning of October 16th, the defendant, Christopher Laundrie, came out of his home, walked up to the sign, stole it, and walked back to his property, the court complaint said. According to the summons, the elder Laundrie is ordered to report for a pretrial hearing in December before Judge David Lee Denkin. And I believe this might be Betty here in the gray t-shirt. I'm not.
No, that's Molly.
Not sure. But this was the protest that was happening outside their house. Brian Laundrie and his girlfriend Petito were on a cross-country trip when she vanished in late August. Laundrie returned home to Florida without her on September 1st and lawyered up.
Let's
try again.
1 second.
Who's at fault in this family? Now, just to let you know, I don't have any opinion on who's at fault in this for Sebastian Rogers' disappearance. I'm not that familiar with the case, and I don't know. And that's really not what I care about at this moment. I care about whether or not First Amendment rights are being squelched by the county in Tennessee. All right, here we go. I redacted as much as I could redact. I hope I haven't missed anything, but I have redacted even the first names of everybody involved just in case that there's some kind of issue. M. Bowersox, who I believe is the wife of, Sebastian Rogers' grandmother, wife of Terry Bowersox, who's the grandfather. This is her first order of protection for when she went for an ex parte order of protection against Andrew Griffin, or Bullhorn Betty, who I am desperately trying not to call Bathhouse Betty like I did last time. Okay.
Bathhouse
It
Betty.
says here that the respondent has stalked me. That box is checked.
That's
okay.
funny.
Orders to the respondent: do not abuse, threaten to abuse, hurt, or try to hurt or frighten petitioner and or petitioner's minor children under 18. Do not put petitioner and or petitioner's minor children under 18 in fear of being hurt or in fear of not being able to leave or get away.
The thing is, I think the reason Edgar might have dropped it, he dropped his, I'm pretty sure, didn't he? Yeah, she's never even met them. She saw Mr. Bowerfoot because he came around there. But the thing is, Edgar said, that they felt like he was in harm's way. And on getting his daughter, he said there's no harm. He felt like he was in no harm. Right? So it can't be both, right? Because if he said, he felt unsafe at his house, well, all Nina had to do was say, hello, I don't want my daughter going there. Right? So I think that's why he dropped it, in my opinion.
Do not stalk or threaten to stalk petitioner and or petitioner's minor children under 18. It should be noted that
Yes.
Andrew Griffin lives in Florida. These people live in Tennessee. According to Griffin, she has not actually had contact with any of these people directly. This is all based on her YouTube videos and her coverage of the case.
He didn't drop it? He didn't drop it. Really? I wonder if Nina knows about that.
Not come about the petitioner and or the petitioner's minor children protected by this order, including coming by or to a shared residence. They don't have that. Do not contact the petitioner and or petitioner's minor children protected by this order, either directly or indirectly by phone, email, messages, mail, or any other type of communication or contact. Do not threaten to hurt any animals owned or kept by the petitioner or their children. And other orders do not interfere.
I don't think after August there'll be anything to get a protection order with her. I don't think. I don't see it. What in the bushes? So the charges were dropped, but the protection order stays in place. The protection order stays in place. Right? Hey, Moon and Krama, good to see you. In my opinion, Foot made many threats to YouTube. Well, I mean, I think he made more threats that could be perceived as threats to Betty than the other way around. Just my opinion on that, though.
Interfere with property owned by petitioner or with utilities of the home. Okay. And then there was an...
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. E. What's your understanding, my dears?
August 22 court hearing for the ex parte order, which Betty was not at, and neither was her lawyer. They're claiming they were not properly served. But I think because it was an ex parte hearing, I'm not sure they had to be there, because this is for the temporary order, not for the evidentiary hearing will be on September 10th. And if Court TV is there, I'm going to cover it for sure. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, because I would like to see what actually happens in the evidentiary hearing. Okay. In the General Sessions Court of Sumner County, Tennessee, here's the petitioner's name, M. Bowers.
The protection order will stand until August, until it expires, or until, if Betty can get some other hearing, or they would drop it that way or something like that. But as of now, it still stands.
Sox against A. Griffin. We're going to get down to the actual, it says, here we go. Describe abuse. Describe abuse, stalking, or assault. Include, if applicable, information about abuse or fear of abuse to your children, personal property, or animals. So M. Bowersock says, this woman has been to my home. Okay, if she's been outside your home on a public sidewalk, though, that is legal. It's not illegal to be out in front of someone's home. Posted flyer on telephone poles in my neighborhood. Okay, well, that's going to depend for me on what does the flyer say. And in this,
it says missing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, missing since February 25th, 2024. A photo, 1-800-TBI find. Big stuff there. Big stuff.
This does not go into detail about what does the flyer say. Because, for instance,
because the flyer, if they said what the flyer said, it would make them look absolutely fucking ridiculous. Pardon my French. But it would make them look. They put a flyer out in my neighborhood of my son, stepson, or step-grandson who has been missing. Does anyone know how ridiculous that sounds? Like, does anyone, how do you not comprehend that? Take away Betty, right? Take away Betty and put someone else there. Would it matter if it was someone else that would have done that? Would they have done the same thing? Has there been anyone put up a flyer in their neighborhood since then? Up until allegedly about 2 months ago, if Girl Mom is still in here, she can tell you. There was a flyer or a stake with Sebastian on it allegedly at the end of the Bowersox Road. They have recently allegedly taken that up. So why are you not okay with that when you did the exact same thing? That's what I don't understand.
flyer said, like in the Jeremy Hales case, Lynette
Except she drove, 15 hours.
Preston put on flyers accusing him of a heinous crime, then that would be a cause for defamation, a defamation case, perhaps. But I don't know if it would necessarily be the sole cause of a harassment order, unless it came along with another pattern of behavior. like in the Lynette Preston case where you had like the pulling of the gun, by John against Jeremy. Then you had the signs plus like other stuff. There's like a whole bunch of other stuff, which is why he was granted the order of protection against them.
I agree, Jen.
In Ohio. It was like
I agree, Jen. You would think that they would be so busy worrying, looking, searching, even grieving, perhaps, that their son is missing, that they wouldn't have time for, nonsense.
What do they call it?
I mean, someone driving 15 hours to put up signs and for your son at no expense to them. I think that's a pretty good deal.
Pattern of behavior. Holly says it was a missing person flyer of her grandson. So yeah, if that's all it was, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I mean, I don't know though, because they don't include.
Hold on, listen to that again.
They don't include. That's all it was. Missing person flyer of her grandson. So yeah, if that's all it was, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I mean, I don't know though, because they don't include the flyer in this.
Well, the person that was in her chat was absolutely right. It's the flyers of their missing step grandson. Right? It didn't say, such and such is guilty, such and such did this. It didn't say that. It was all about Sebastian. That's it. And she's like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
Thing. So I guess we may have to wait for the evidentiary hearing to know that. So she posted flyers on telephone poles in my neighborhood, all while on video on the internet. I get that again, that's not a crime. That's not a crime to be on the internet. It's not a crime to be live streaming outside on a public street. It's also not a crime to be posting flyers and live streaming that. So again, so far I'm not seeing it. I'm still not seeing it. Don't forget, you guys, if you enjoy the show and you want to support it, you may send super chats, you may send cash apps, Venmos, PayPals at the addresses below. And also make sure you're following me at meganfox.locals.com. You can follow me there for free, and so that you can get all the notifications that YouTube won't send you, because YouTube is asshole. And also welcome to my Rumble crew. Thanks for being here. I actually do have I have the thing popped out. Where is it? I thought I had the chat popped out on Rumble, but it has disappeared. Where the heck did my Rumble chat go? Ah, there you are. Yes, I see you there. Oh, shoot. Go back. Shenny Graham Yellrock says, I love you can see chats in StreamYard. Meanwhile, it
is illegal to run a
can't get it to work for me. Yeah, it's a whole thing. All right, going back to this order and this explanation here, it says, she has approached my husband while he was driving my vehicle, posted my vehicle and photo of my license plate while inciting violence against my family.
We just saw that video. Was there any violence there? Truly, was there any violence there? There was absolutely no violence. Where was the violence?
Okay, so let's break that down. She has approached my husband while he was driving my vehicle. I saw the video. We watched it in the last video, so I'm not going to play it again because we watched it in the last one. You can go back and see it there. It did not appear to me that she approached this man. It appeared to me that she was sitting parked in her car, and he drove up behind her and then came next to her, and she got out of the car and said, "Why are you following me?" And
Yep.
they had some words back and forth.
That's what it was.
That's how it appeared to me. It appeared to me that he sought out the contact with her.
She's exactly right.
We all watched it together, and that's what it looked like. So I don't know. I guess a judge will have to decide. Now, posting my vehicle and a photo of my license plate. First of all, your license plate, this always bothers me when people.
Yes, and let me tell you something. When I helped the First Amendment auditors here on this platform, like the First Amendment auditors, they would, be out there and people would say, "Don't film my license plate. Don't film my license plate." And they would get ticked off. Ticked off. But you got to understand, your license plate is seen every day by cameras. Every day. Every single day. Or you can be driving and you can write down every single license plate that you see and play a license plate game. Right? And people have a really hard time understanding that. Right? Anything within the public eye, if you can see it with your eye, you can film it. You can't walk up to someone's window and, start filming in their house. That is an invasion of privacy. But if you are out at the street and someone is yelling out their window at you, you can film it.
Will say that your license plate somehow, a picture of your license plate is like doxing. How do you find any information with someone's license plate? Unless you have access to a police database. You can't find jack shit with a license plate. Nothing. You can't find anything. So I don't know how that has anything to do with the price of rice in China. If it were illegal to take a picture of a car's license plate, then a lot of people would be in trouble for just taking pictures on the road and accidentally exposing people's license plates all over the place. Now this part, while inciting violence against my family. Well, if that's true, that is definitely a crime. You cannot incite violence. That's not covered by the First Amendment. But unfortunately, Ms. Bowersox here does not put.
How did she incite violence? Love it here. So proud to be a part of this community. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much, Miss Heidi. Really do appreciate your support, my dear. Thank you so very, very much. Good to see you, my dear. Can't do it without you, my friend. Guys, if y'all want to become a member of the Pearl family, would really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. He initiated the contact, and the license plate is seen by everyone in public anyway. He did initiate that, yes. And she didn't even know. She never knew that he went around and waited nearly 14 minutes until the cop left.
Put any evidence of this incitement to violence, not even a quote, doesn't say what the incitement was. It just says, while inciting violence against my family. She makes daily, sometimes multiple daily podcasts threatening to bring hell down, and it's continued, hell down on my family and extended members of my family.
Eric, I'm going to, how is license plate supposed to be confidential? I'm just trying to understand how you mean by that, because something that is confidential is not seen by everyone, right? So I don't know how I don't know how you're perceiving that, how license plates are supposed to be confidential, but can be seen by anyone. It is not private info. It is not private info. You can't find the registration with that at all. I mean, you can the information is private. You're not going to be able to get that information. Right? Like this is the thing, like you can do a background check on someone and get every car they've ever owned in their name and the year, make, model, how long they had it, all of that. Right? So yeah, not HIPAA, as Edgar would say.
Okay, if that's a quote, bring hell down. That's not a threat of violence. That's an idiom. That's something people say. I don't know if she has said that. Now, I've listened to some of her streams, and I have not heard this with my own ears. I have also asked people because the comment.
If it's confidential to the, if you mean confidential to the public, I'm still trying to understand you. Confidential to the public. So then you would agree that someone filming their license plate is not a it's not a crime, right? It's not a crime. So you can call the police and ask if you can run your plate for information. You can't just call the police and say, "Hey, run this and tell me about it." You can't do that.
Comments on the last stream that I did, I got a lot from people who really dislike
You're not going to run a plate for anybody.
Bullhorn Betty, which again is your prerogative. You can dislike whoever you want. And they're telling me that she's made all these terroristic threats. So I've asked each of them, okay, well, if you can tell me timestamps and videos, because she's got hundreds of hours of videos, one person could not possibly go through them all. You must have clips of this, right? So send it to me. And by the way, I have reached out, everybody who has said that, I've asked for them to send it to me. Send me the evidence. No one has sent me any evidence of any of this. I have not seen any evidence that she did any kind of threats.
Right, that's what I said. License plate are not confidential. They're publicly visible identifiers for vehicles and are meant to be seen on the road. Yeah. Isn't it ridiculous? Or it's just ridiculous.
I haven't seen it yet. Now, if you have it, please do send it to me. You can reach out to me at I'm interested to know. I mean, I would not defend anybody who made violent threats against the family of a missing kid. My email is meganfox.writer@protonmail.com. And while I may not think that her type of investigation is helpful to a missing persons case, let's say, maybe I would think.
But you can't get any information behind it, right? If you can get information behind it, the license plate, if you can get that information, whether it's through something online or whatever, it's not illegal. That would not be illegal, right? It's not what I really want to understand what you're saying. That's why I'm pressing you on this. Because if I entered XYZ234, right, Montana, and if there was or if there is a way online to do that, then that's not illegal. they're not going to let you pay for a service that is illegal, right? You get what I mean?
think it was overboard, and it's not something I would do. It's very important that we stay on the what's important here is what is legal and what's
But in the context is if you know someone with LE and they get the info, well, then that would be illegal for the police officer as well, right? To give out info. But if it is legal to look up a license plate publicly, and that is public information, then they could give it to you because it wouldn't be illegal, right? So if it is illegal to look up a license plate, then law enforcement can't give it to you, right? If it is legal to look up a license plate, then law enforcement could give it to you, right? The only way it would be illegal is if you knew a police officer that would give you the information and it be illegal, right? Yeah, some states may not let you uh, look them up, but it's still in all 50 states. It's not illegal to take a picture of a license plate, right? It's and that's what they were claiming here. In this, they were filming uh her. Yeah, they were claiming Betty filmed their license plate. Filming that is not illegal. Uh, whether it doesn't matter any state, constitutionally, it is not illegal at all. Exactly, Chronicles. What about dash cams? I have that in my car. That's silly. I have thousands of plates. You can't legally find info on plate numbers. Bingo. Bingo. I can't tell you. This is a very passionate subject within the First Amendment auditing community because I can't tell you the fights that I have, physical fights that I have seen over someone taking a picture or a video of someone's license plate. I mean, so much stuff. It's incredible because people thinks, oh, they're gonna, they're taking my license plate. That's my private information, but it's technically not private information. It's out in the public, right, where everyone can see, right? Now, if it was something like you're not going to put your social security number on the back of a license plate, right? Because that is absolutely private information. So it's the difference. So there's that. Did the Proudfoots or Bowersock show proof that BHB went on their property? I have no clue. Now, I want to be clear. The Bowersocks are not claiming that Betty went on their property. They said she was outside of their property, meaning on the road, on their street. In fact, I think they just said the street earlier.
illegal, what's protected by the First Amendment and what's not. That's what I care about. All right. It says she has an extensive criminal history with multiple instances of domestic violence in various states. Now, I don't know if this is true. It is disputed by Bullhorn Betty. She says it isn't true. But I will say that I think in her evidentiary hearing, I don't think that can come in, even if it is true.
It can't come in. Now, I don't know Betty's past. I think she's made public that there was some run-ins with the law when she was younger. Whether that was whatever it was, I don't know. But it has nothing to do with this, right? It has nothing to do with this. Or as Edgar would say, it has no bearing on this. No, it can't come into trial either. No.
Because it has to be about what's happening in this case.
Bingo.
It might make a difference in the ex parte hearing, but I don't think it makes a difference in the evidentiary part because that would be prior bad acts, right?
Holly, it's 1,000%.
Which may not have anything to do with this particular case and what's happening in this case. Do you guys know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? But of course, this is disputed. This is disputed by her. All right, moving on.
Yes, Sherry.
A lot of you are like, Bullhorn Betty is crazy. Wait, where was it? Here it is. Maybe, but that's not what this is about.
But being crazy is not illegal either, right? Breaking the law is what is illegal. You can be crazy all day long and not break the law. You can be crazy and break the law. You can be sane and break the law, right? You can be a saint and break the law, I guess. Well, I don't know if you can be a saint and break the law, but or you can be just a, regular John Doe and break the law or not. Heidi, should I go to jail? No, Heidi. As long as you don't break the law. I'm crazy, but I don't break the law. Yeah. And y'all are not crazy, by the way. You're not crazy.
This is not about whether or not you think that she's crazy or that she's over the top or she's too.
How many thumbs up? Do we got mods? Come on, do y'all love me? Hit the thumbs up. My opinion, they are trying to be us. I think this is what I think it is. And I think if people are honest about it, that it's Betty. They don't like her style or whatever. And I think that's what it really boils down to. Come on, y'all. 570, 589, 597. And you can not like someone 1,000%. And that's your right. Right? But what is right, and what is wrong in this situation. In my opinion, it's intimidation tactics like they did to others, in my opinion. Hey, Tina, good to see you.
Too aggressive, or that's not what this is about. This is about.
Thank you, Clue.
Is it legal to arrest a YouTuber claiming harassment?
We can have a chicken
for these
party
things
if we get to 1,000
specifically that
thumbs
are being
up.
mentioned. Now, if she did incite violence, if there was an incitement to violence, if she's asking anybody to go and commit violence, that is definitely against the law. And we'll see, they'll probably lock her up for it if that's the case. But so far, I have not seen.
Lisa, did I get this? Many people have their priorities out of order, in my opinion. Yes. Yes, I agree, Lisa. Thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate that very, very much. What should never ever be brought what's legal should never ever be bought by money, ever. Laws are laws, period. You're exactly right, Denise. You're exactly right. And nobody is supposed to be above the law. Nobody. Not even, that goes for law enforcement, everyone. Now, I think I think in this country, a lot of times, specifically if you have celebrity or you have money, you have a hell of a better chance of beating the system. Not always, but many times you do.
Anything. I've not seen
What's that,
I've not
Sav,
seen
honey?
that evidence.
What's that?
Yeah, and I'm starting to think this too. Christy Reese says most people hate her personality, so they just want her to be wrong. And I'm starting.
Bingo. Bingo. You don't like her personality, so you want her to be wrong. You can't stand her, so you want her to be wrong, right? And I understand if you don't like her or you don't like her personality, but just because you don't like someone's personality doesn't mean they deserve to go to jail for something they didn't do.
Starting to think that, yeah, she rubs some people the wrong way. And it's just like Aiden Carney. Many of you, when I first started talking about Aiden's case, were like, don't talk to him.
Aiden is, what's the guy, what do they call him? Shit, what's his name? Turtle Boy.
Whenever people say that,
And people are generally like that with controversial people, right? If you are very bold in your beliefs or your, something in a cause, and you are no nonsense around it, you are firmly fixed, and anything else is, right, sayonara. That rubs people the wrong way in many times. It just does. So, with some people are more flexible either way, right? They're more flexible either way. And that's okay too. But I think it's particularly for a woman who is bold. I think you're labeled as a bitch, right? And it's a woman who, and if it's a guy, it's just he's strong, right?
that to me,
Again, it's not about the feeling behind it. It's not about any of that.
don't talk to him. Don't go and, this guy's nuts. It always backfires because then I'm like, why don't people want me to talk to this person? So I need to find out for myself. I need to figure it out for myself. And what I found out in Aiden's case is that he is being completely railroaded by the corrupt cops in Canton. Obviously, the judicial system in Canton is insane.
It is. He's right.
All right. And a lot of people don't like Aiden Carney, and he gets a lot of hate and stuff, but that doesn't mean what he does isn't protected by law. So, okay. Let's move on. She has threatened to purchase a gun here.
And Sheila, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's tough. That's tough. And let me tell you something. Our justice system doesn't always get it right. They certainly don't.
Here in Tennessee and bring that gun to my home in order to get answers. And that's in quotation marks, to get answers. Why are you creeping on me? I want nail stuff. Hold on. What? Don't do that. What are you doing? Don't be on camera. Stop it. Oh my God. My children. Well, then just take it.
Oh, I didn't know if this was.
But don't creep on me. You're freaking me out.
There's a scary person in the corner of the camera she can see just because of the webcam. Where's
what?
your
Oh, it's a passport.
That I don't. purchase a gun here in Tennessee and is guilty.
This is about the
So
gun
just-
part. This is
All right,
important right here,
let's
the
see.
gun part.
She has threatened to purchase a gun here in Tennessee and has gone and bring that gun to my home in order to get answers. Okay, well, if there's video evidence of this, if she has a recording of her saying this, then that may be a problem.
Does anyone know, did Betty ever say she was going to bring a gun to Tennessee? I know they talked about the machete, but I can tell you that machete was on her Amazon wish list in Summer Wells. That's a lie, flat out. Icy says you missed their super chat. Oh, I'm sorry, Icy, honey. I apologize. Hi, Justin. Can you do a deep dive on Yellow Coat from Texas Roadhouse? He works for ARC and is allegedly friends with Cruella, sending love and hugs to all. Icy, baby, I can tell you that 100%, 100% that nobody there at the Roadhouse, like any of the strangers or anything, had anything to do with Sebastian going missing. I can tell you that. Nothing. That woman was ill. That woman was ill. But I will. It's. I don't know, man. BHB knows what state it's legal to carry in. Yeah. Now, I'm a concealed. I've got my concealed permit. And guns aren't illegal unless you're a felon as well, and you got to check your state and local. Why did CP not go to jail for her part in what they all did to Nina? She was the camera woman while they didn't just incite violence but carried it out on her by backing up. Are you talking about Nina whenever I think it was allegedly a threat that they backed up, that it was allegedly, I think, one of the sisters that said that back up over her, if that's what you meant, Miss Maurice. Lisa, after I got my permit, my state changed the law so you don't even have to have a permit anymore, but I still have it. So she said I believe she said she was bringing for her protection, and she has every right to bring a pew pew for her protection if she feels like. That's not intended for any specific person, right? It's just for your protection. Justin, it was the police officer that told her we should have protection. Yes, that as well. Yes, Daisy Love, sure can. Yep.
No, I know I didn't mute my microphone. I just turned on that. If I mute my microphone while I play the hold music, you won't be able to hear the hold music. All right, let's see. Oh, I have to go back to I'm not sharing it anymore. Why is that?
I mean, I don't know why creators just fight with each other. Like, I don't understand it. You don't like them, don't watch. That's simple, right? I'm not going to sit and watch someone I don't like. If you sit and watch them, that's an unhealthy obsession. That is an obsession. If you really don't like, I mean, like, are you going to eat something you don't like every day for fun? Are you going to eat something every single day that you don't like and doesn't benefit you for fun? You're not going to do that. Hey, Grandma Rose. Justin, you need merch that says "Give me 1 second, guys," or "Give me 1 second, guys." LOL. Love you. Thank you, bro. Thank you, my dear. Good to see you so much. Plus, it just pisses me off watching that be. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think people just do it. It brings in views and money. Is what it brings in.
Okay. So that's something that
I'm
could
doing it.
definitely be considered harassment if that happened. So if anybody has evidence of that, you should. Oh, I do hang a sign on the door, M169. They totally ignore it. They don't care. They don't care. School cannot start fast enough. It starts tomorrow. She follows cars
97.
that meet the description of mine until she confirms that it isn't me. Hold on.
Listen to this.
Let me get this straight.
Listen to this.
Someone follows cars that look like yours that aren't yours, and that's harassment? No, come on. That's just crazy.
Okay. So listen to this. Think about this for 1 second. He's saying that Betty drives around and intentionally is looking for cars like theirs. Okay? And what is she going to do after she finds that car? Right? Like what is she going to do? It's kind of like the little dogs. Hey, mom, it's kind of like the little dogs that chase the cars. Like, what are they going to do after they think they snatch a car? Right? They can't do it. First of all, you followed her first. You followed her first. So it's actually your projection. How would he even know that? How would he know that Betty is doing this? How would he know? And again, you can say, "Oh, that's a 2025 Escalade. Oh, it's okay, it's white in color. That may be my aunt. Let me see if it's not illegal."
That can't be real. That's not something that someone got a restraining order over. A person following cars that look like hers. How does
Here
she
we
know
are.
this?
Here we are.
Is she following her around, watching her follow other cars that look like hers around? I don't understand this. She claims that the police departments cannot stop her and she will continue until she gets the truth. Well, I think now I have heard Betty talk about police corruption in this area. She thinks she's criticized the police a lot in the.
I will tell you, hey Lolly, good to see you, hun. Um, I will tell you that many times, in fact, I believe the reason that was written, in my opinion, was to incite the police to be like, "Oh yeah, well looky here. Says she can't stop us. Look at this." And whether we want to admit that or not, there are times that happens. egos gets in the way.
this county. She has said that she believes the police have not done a good job in this case. And she has the stream I saw, she had some very good points. If it's true that the police did not take fingerprints, they did not treat the house like a crime scene, they didn't treat Sebastian's room like a crime scene, and they didn't do any forensic testing, then I would agree with her, if that's true, that the cops did a bad job. And I think what she meant by saying that the police can't stop her, they can't stop her from criticizing them. Although it is starting to look like they want to stop her from criticizing them. And she will continue until she gets the truth. Well, there's nothing illegal about her continuing to look into this case, talk about the case. There's nothing, that's not a threat. But how can it be a threat?
I think the way Seth responded to the allegations of KK in remember that he said it was like I can't remember, like, if this happened, even though it didn't happen, if it did happen, it would still not be illegal. And then the next claim, if this would happen, it would still not be illegal. If this happened, it would still not be illegal. I think he said that brilliantly in that. Right. I know in the bushes. He talks a lot about a lot of things. Just never. Ugh.
To get to the truth. You know? She has stated that the property located at the rear of my home is where she is coming to next. So the property you don't own, not your property. She says she's going to go to the property located at the rear of your home. Well, if she has permission from that property owner, then she could be there.
What is he trying to say here? So if Betty gets permission from the neighbor to go on the property, she can go up to the property line. But I don't ever recall Betty saying that. I just don't recall Betty saying that at all. The crawl space overflow water drains to the front sewer drain to the retention pond. Dogs jumped in. They left. Stopped running water. Craddock drained it. It's always been a huge red flag to me that they were so hell-bent on silencing and suppressing her efforts. Not the actions of innocent people, if you ask me. Brains and beauty, I agree. That's always, most parents are like, you know what? I am so glad you're out here trying to find the truth, because the soon as you find the truth or help find the truth or find answers, when we get answers, you're going to see that I had nothing to do with it. So please, 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 andale, get on with it. Anybody who wants to put out those flyers, get on with it. Go help find the truth. Not suppress.
That is not, I don't think that's a threat of anything.
It's not.
I mean, when Nancy Grace does it, does anyone file a harassment against her? When Geraldo Rivera does it, does anyone file harassment against him? When 2020, runs after people down the sidewalk, no one files orders of harassment against them. She is very detailed in the information of my home and its location and entrance and exit doors. Okay, well, that's public information. That's on Google Earth. It's on probably Zillow. It's everywhere. So that's
I don't know
just
what they
public
want.
information.
Like, it's
Anyone could
amazing
have
what they
detailed
want.
information of the home, and the home is now.
I just don't know what they want from. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous that anything like this happened in the United States of America. It's crazy. Uh, Carol, she has a YouTube channel. She does a lot of court things, uh, high profile, controversial, and I like her. I like her a lot, actually. My safety would be the very last thing on my mind if my child was missing. Yes. Yes. Because you love your kid more than you love yourself, right? So you're worried about your where's your kid? What's their kid's safety? Are they okay? Justin, how come Cletus rode by, took pictures of the home, nothing happened? Well, a lot of people did. A lot of people did, right? But again, it's not illegal for them to go by and take pictures. It's no more illegal for them to do that than it is for Betty or me or you or anybody else. It's not illegal. But, they're saying that she stepped on the property and she may have stepped on an easement, which is not illegal to do. And again, let's say she walked up halfway in your yard and put a sign that says missing Sebastian Rogers, and you're the parent or the step parent, you would say, thank you. That's all they did. That's all they did. Right? That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. I would be loving me some. You would think. Ooh, astrology. Yummy, yummy. It is, Tina. It really is. It's craziness. News outlets did it, took video and pictures. It's not illegal. Betty did not step on their property. It was public property. Geesh, how many? I know. I know. Who wrote what, Patty? In my opinion, trying to stop her makes them look more guilty. I I think it makes more red flags, Belinda. I agree. I agree. You would think. I don't know. If I was a judge, I would be totally confused and pissed off for wasting their time. If I were like, I think perhaps they wanted to be like, oh, let's, make sure we're protecting them even more, because if charges would ever come down the line for any of the parents, they would be like, see, we didn't railroad you guys or anything like that. No, there's not been an arrest with the little boy and girl. We're going to be live with them with that in a little bit. BHB did not get out of the car till police got there. That's correct. Yes. Now she got out of the car after she was followed and told this person, "Why are you following me?" Mister, she said. She's Mister, and he said, "Yes, ma'am." Hey, Kathy. In my opinion, the feet and socks are making BHB a spectacle to other creators, not on their agenda. I agree. I agree. We should all just want to find Sebastian and find truth, absolute truth. Because if you're not going in the direction of truth, right, you're wasting your time. You are wasting your time, your energy, all of that. Edgar should have had charges for going up to Bobby's car also, in my opinion, if he wants to play that game. Very good point, 1-800. Very good point. Very good point. And let me tell you something. That that's on video. That's on video. Remember how a long time ago I said there is a recording out there of Edgar acting like a devil, and people called me liar and fake news and all of that. And then that recording came out of Bobby, and she said, I have a recording of the night Edgar came up to us acting insane. There you go, folks. There you go. They called me a liar forever for that. The truth will come out eventually with Sebastian. The video, she's not released a video. She's not released a video. But I said, if anything ever happens in this case, I figure she'll let me release the video after, but she won't do it now. She won't do it now. But they have a dash cam. They have a dash cam. And she didn't even realize, because, it turns on when you start the car. And she didn't even realize, like, after they got home and, like, the next day, she's like, oh, my God, I've got that all on dash cam. I've got it all on dash cam. And he is an absolute devil. In that. Absolute devil. Whether you like Betty or not, or if your loved one goes missing, she would. Yeah, the real Me Too. I mean, it's just not, to me, it's like, it's not really even if you like someone or not. It's just about what is fair. I don't want to see anyone go to jail for something they didn't do, right? At all. I don't care who it is, because that's wrong. Because and people do go to jail for stuff they didn't do. Unaliving, people gets out after 30, 40 years in some cases. And the thing is, if people start going to jail more and more for things that they actually don't do, it will eventually happen to someone we know or love. Right? So that's why you don't want this to happen to anybody. Doesn't matter if you like them, hate them, somewhere in between. You don't want that for anybody. Adult threatening a minor is a lot worse in a judge's eyes. Yeah. If they didn't do anything, why aren't they fighting harder to find their son? Good question, Diana. And You know, they did some interviews at around the year time, and they recently did the America's Most Wanted. In my opinion, they did the year ones because it was a year, and they did the America's Most Wanted because of who arranged that. And if they said no after this person saying, here, I know people here, this is a great opportunity, I think that would have looked really bad for them. And this is the thing. Anytime you go onto a news station or America's Most Wanted or anything like that, it's a very safe. It's a very, very safe place to be. I did, Lisa. Many people have their priorities out of order, in my opinion. Yes, I did, honey. Thank you so much. I read it earlier. Of course, Blue Eyes. Of course. Why did they leave the house for so long if she's really worried about him being gone? Only way you leave is you know something, in my opinion. Well, their excuse was they were helping. She was helping Edgar go back to work, which he never did go back to work there at all. So, and then after that excuse kind of fell flat, they said that they didn't feel safe at their house because, again, people were driving by. Not illegal, again. So there's that. Guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Would really appreciate it. Anyone want to become a member? You know you do. I had to go pick up pizza for my husband. Y'all didn't go with me. I'm on strike, Lisa. You know what, Lisa? You know what? We are portable now. We are portable. You can carry us in that little phone of yours and listen to us while you drive Miss Daisy to the pizza joint. That is no excuse, Miss Lisa. So for that, I am sending Miss Lisa to the office. She's been a bad girl. Miss Lisa, to the office, please. You're being paged. Miss Lisa, office, please. You're being paged. I know. Oh my God, Lisa. You should have never told me that. You know I was going with that. I took driving to Albuquerque. I took it. See, Buddha Belly. And you know what, Buddha Belly? I enjoyed that drive. I had a hell of a time going to Albuquerque with you. I heard you singing, and I heard you cuss me a couple times. I did. I heard you say, "What the is he talking about? What is that blonde numbskull talking about?" I heard it. But thank you for taking me with you. Jane, thank you. Really do appreciate you. If anyone in my family ever went missing, I would want you and Betty to. Aw, thank you so much, Jane. Really do appreciate that, my dear. It means so much to me. Really does. Thank you. That's quite the compliment. Thank you so much, my dear. And thank you for 13 months. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. That really is. But my skin looks better now. It does? What are you doing? What are you doing to your skin? What are you doing to the skin? What did Lisa say? What did she say? Y'all are better pearls than me. Oh my God, Lisa. I am so hurt. You lost your membership longevity. I'm sorry. I take you all to the grocery store all the time. Thank you, Lisa. Or Leslie. Thank you, Leslie. All right, guys. I love you all. I appreciate you. I will be back here in a little bit. We're going to be talking about Canada. If any of us goes missing. Of course, Sheila. Of course. We'll be talking about the case in Canada going on, and we're going to be talking about the missing nurse, traveling nurse again, and someone Sebastian as well. You want to hear it. You'll want to hear it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you so much. I will see you guys. Thank you, The Real Me Too. It's not even about kindness for me. It's about what is right. What is right, what is fair, what is just. Right? All right, guys. Love you all. See you guys here in just a little bit. Maybe Leslie, you got to come join me. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.